Open the main menu allows you to save you stats, save, yada yada. The raid. Oh, that was the prologue? That was such a short prologue. Ah, how fun. Travel points. Adventure, exploration. This is all pretty familiar territory. Our Rose is a lovely girl, don't you think? She's the inn's pride and joy, not to mention one of its main draws. It sounds as though you already had a stroke of bad luck, but try not to let it discourage you too much. I'll serve up a bowl of soup with your dinner on the house. The fish caught here in Obelia Gulf are absolutely divine. What was that last part? There's no log in this game. Okay, I can't go back to your line, that's lame. I'll be excusing myself once I finish eating. Sachet's waiting. Lucky you, having a family to go home to. Sorry, shouldn't have said anything after all you've been through. It's alright, Kohan, I appreciate the consideration. Just don't want to preface this by saying it's incredibly lame to have Adol, like, speak in the very beginning of the game, and then now he's back to silent. Like, that's such a big letdown. I'm never gonna let that go. And no, it's not just because I'm a Bryce Papenbrook stan, but, like, it's such a disappointment. Are you going out today? The weather's just perfect for a stroll. Great, Carnac's not that big a town, but there's plenty to see. It's been a thriving trade hub for a long time now, so we often get peddlers and foreign ships stopping by. Who knows, they might have some interesting stories to share with you. So, you're in your teens too, right? Well, that's happy news. We don't get a lot of travelers my age around here. I hope we get to know each other during your stay in Carnac. I'm sure we will. Get me out there.
Alright, you two. This is where we split up for now.
Indeed. I'll be heading to the local clinic. I may just take a look around town as well, seeing as we're extending our stay.
Let's aim to meet back up around dinner time then. Adol, I'm guessing you're also gonna...
Me. Seek me.
Is that Kia? Same developer.
Adol, you good?
I could be playing Shells from Zero. Something.
If you're sure. Anyway, back to what I was saying. It's time to start scoping this place out. You probably plan to wander the streets a bit yourself before checking in with the militia, huh, Adol?
I did not...
later then.
Okay, R1 moves auto. I would have liked a control tutorial, because I turned auto scroll on without even noticing. Or you could fit at the very bottom of the screen, like Metaphor Refantasio, they have at the bottom, like, triangle for auto. You could have something right there, like, so small, at the bottom right. L1 to dash? Interesting. So many games I play, it's R2. A gang of drunken Normans calls another scene in front of my store. Mayor Clement, you have to do something about this. Not just that, with the ridiculously high tolls they're charging, the tragedy of the Adamas will surely happen again. Please calm down, I'll address each of your concerns. Regarding the Adamas, I am told that its captain had gone so far as to hire mercenaries. Before people are like, hey, Adol's always silent, so why are you disappointed? I don't think Adol in Ys 8 and 9 ever really... I think in Ys 8 he has, like, little sound effects. Like, he'll say, like, a word when you pick a dialogue option. I don't think in 9 he says, like, anything when you pick a dialogue option. I think in 8 and 9 it's only the final bosses where Adol says, like, a full sentence, whichever dialogue option you pick. So... before anyone comes at me like, oh, Adol's always a silent protagonist, it's different here.
I've got to say, the quality of his Spanish leather goods is on a whole other level.
One might say the same of Obelian seafood. Rich flavors, firm to the touch. It is simply unparalleled. Rome and Hispani may be at odds right now, but I believe our transaction today has proved mutually beneficial.
To be perfectly honest, our middleman here deserves all the credit for making this deal happen.
That attire? Is he...
Well spotted. I am indeed a Norman. However, I find that being a tradesman suits me far better than waving an axe about.
That's good to know. They say Normans are first-class mariners. No doubt that expertise slots in perfectly with mercantile work.
I'm flattered to hear you say so.
It's thanks to the Balta Sea Force that we're still able to do business like this during wartime. They're the ones who make sure ships from both sides can travel these waters safely.
Not having those persnickety Roman officials around to stick their oars in has been heaven sent for us as well. I very much look forward to your continued patronage.
You and me both, pal. And let's not forget to keep our friends from the Sea Force in the loop, too.
On a separate note, Romes, the militia recently informed me that an incident has blocked the highway out of town. Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't you have an important negotiation to attend in that direction?
Well, well, word gets around fast. It's nothing I'm not aware of. In fact, I've already asked the militia for an update on the situation. Shouldn't be long before they report back.
Alright. I wonder how this game is going to handle progression, if it's going to be like this is our hub, because in 8 you had Castaway Village, and then you had, Balduke in 9. Probably just an ease thing to have a hub.
You there, with the red hair.
Well, here's an unfamiliar face. You must be one of the passengers from the Adamas. Is everything all right? They didn't hurt you, did they?
Sorry for calling to you out of nowhere like that. We each have a child about the same age as you, so our motherly instincts kicked in.
Honestly, who do those Balta hooligans think they are? Wreaking havoc left, right, and center. They impose an exorbitant toll on every vessel crossing Obelia Gulf, and plunder anyone who flouts it.
Some ships, like the Adamas, will try and make their way through without drawing attention. But when they're found out, they wind up like Captain LaSalle.
Is there some kind of treaty stopping us from, like, fighting back?
Because ships that do pay the toll get escorted to safety by the Balta Sea Force themselves. In that sense, they do their part to maintain order throughout the Gulf, which is why the Roman Empire turns a blind eye. When all is said and done, as long as we live here, those brigands' word is law.
There are far fewer instances of pillaging than before now, so we can only assume this is for the best. Still, it would be nice if our mayor could put his foot down every once in a while.
I pity the man. Having to deal with our complaints and the Sea Force's demands has him between a rock and a hard place.
Well, that's what he signed up for when he took on the job. Anyway, you just be sure to stay out of their line of fire.
Your mayor is secretly evil, calling it a la Pokemon Coliseum. So many people to talk to. What the heck, bro? You don't have anything to say? Oh, you guys are... Yeah, okay, hello. Unless I arrive, this is Carnac. It's as rustic as they say, nevertheless should serve my purposes. To begin, I shall seek lodging for the day, then I can discuss matters with the local priest. What are you doing over here? What's up, Flygon? Welcome to the stream. Sea's beautiful, isn't it? Almost like it could suck you right in. Listen to this. Corinne, my son's been steering completely clear of the horse. Oh, that's right. He returned from working abroad just recently, didn't he? That's rather upsetting of him, though, after he came all the way back home, too. I can understand his reasoning. It's been such a long time since we've seen each other. Oh, hello. It's a wanted poster? Or just something? There's a flyer posted on the bulletin board. Oh, just a advertisement flyer. Calling all youths, a career in Carnac Militia awaits you. Rates start at 600 gold per day, depending on experience. Not a very generous salary. Now what?
Oh, you got a job for us?
Huh?
Wait a second. Don't tell me. You're here to sign up for the militia, right? Never seen you around before. But I think we're about the same age. The name's Gren. How about you? Adel, huh? Man, oh man, you've just gotta enlist. We could really use a guy like you. Wait, what's with the long face?
I'm silent. I always have this face. About that pay.
Ugh. Is that a deal breaker? It did used to be slightly better for what it's worth. But the mayor slashed our budget in order to keep the militia from being overfunded. When the Balta Sea Force says jump, he asks, how high? It's pathetic enough to drive you to tears. You mean it? I knew I liked you for a reason. The only problem is, our commander and the others are out at the moment. They should be here tomorrow, though, so feel free to swing by again around noon. Call it a hunch, but I've got a feeling you and I are gonna be fast friends. Calling all youths, a career in the Carnac militia awaits you.
Seek me. This way.
Might just be a coincidence, but both series are developed by Falcom. Very Trails from Zero and Azure-esque. The whole Seek Me. I think in Trails it was Find Me.
Right here. Find me.
Ah, there it is. Falcom already reusing their lines. Trying to draw the connections with Ease and Trails even more. What's this? Lila Shell. I should have read that. It's a white conch adorned with ornate patterns. Nothing else about it seems particularly unusual, however. What's up, bro? I'm gonna school you. I pressed square to attack because that was, that's like the standard. Oh, I leveled up. The controls are gonna take me a bit to get used to in this game. They already seem weird, and I've not touched an Ease game in, like, 2 years. Whenever I did Ease 8 on the channel. The wolf from just now lies still, defeated. Attacked out of nowhere, so I had to be taken down, but what was it doing wandering in town to begin with? You guys missed out on a barrier blastia. Unbelievable as it is, the wolf's wounds seem to be closing up in no time flat. What the heck? This wolf is immortal.
Swordsman. Can you hear me?
Unfortunately. A girl's voice emanates from the shell picked up earlier. Just toss the shell in the river.
Bestow you mana. Enough power. Defeat.
No. We already played a mana game. We just finished Visions of Mana. Lame. I wanted the blazing sword. Okay, now we can toss the shell. R1 OX triangle square. Assign a skill from the skill menu. This UI is interesting. It's just gonna take some getting used to. Raid slash.
Gotcha!
Out of here.
I'm sorry. I don't... any details. My name? Leela. Who are you?
Al spoke his name out loud, but we couldn't afford to pay Bryce Papenbrook to record more Adol lines, so...
Adol, search island. Come, find help.
Yeah, what island, where?
In go.
Ella's voice cuts out completely. This dang shell doesn't work. Adol attempted to call her through the shell several times after, but received no response. With the sun beginning to set, he decided to return to the inn and confer with Dogi and Dr. Flare.
So the shell spoke to you. How very curious.
It almost sounds ridiculous to believe, if I do say so myself. Oh my word, a lot of stuff in chat. Yokai, welcome. Hello, Raptor as well. Got a game over just for hitting the wrong button to attack multiple times? I don't think it's that weird. I don't remember the controls for 8 and 9 that well. I think L1, the dodge, was like the controls in 8 or 9. It might have been square to attack in Ys 8, probably, which is why I'm pressing square, because that's the last Ys game I played 2 years ago. Blazing Swords, a Fire Emblem game? Oh, is it? I was referencing Tales of Arise, because that's the weapon that Elfin wields.
As for this mana you mentioned, can we assume it's some form of magic?
Hello, obviously? Well, I don't like either of these options, but I guess this one is the one I'll say.
Well, of course it is. You only just got it a little while ago. That wolf you fought that just wouldn't die has me hung up too. I talked up a storm with the guys down at the docks, but none of them mentioned anything close to that.
You know, I guess if this game came chronologically after 8 and 9, it would make more sense to not be surprised by this.
It may well be that something is actively unfolding as we speak.
The Balta Sea Force, Mana, an undead wolf, and a girl named Leela. Doesn't seem to tie in with that Sea King's throne we heard about earlier either. It's just mystery after mystery around here. You know what that means.
Our newest adventure begins. Salcedo will have to wait. I'll play it eventually. I have it in my library.
Here I always thought adventure was something you had to seek out. But whenever you're around, Adol, it seems to find us instead. Nothing like a little intrigue to spice up a trip. Finding that girl's gonna be a tall order, though. This gulf's got more islands than you can shake a stick at.
The first step is to gather information. You'll also be in need of a ship.
I'll put my new job down at the harbor to use and poke around for some intel.
As for myself, the Azrat Clinic has hired me on as a temporary physician. I'll see if I can't find someone in town who's willing to lend us a hand.
Sounds like a plan. Let's kick things off first thing tomorrow morning, Adol.
Nice wolf followed the anime and game rules while main character transforms does something misfight. You can't attack them. Classic. The classic. Carnac Day 2. After breakfast, Dogi and Dr. Flare headed out for their respective workplaces. In the meanwhile, Adol decided to wander the village some more until it was time to meet up with the local militia. Who is this guy over here? The Adventure Journal. There is a message log!